All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to the garage. Rankin to the rescue here. We got packages. So my buddy Jamie and I are going to be back on the Trans-America Trail in March. I think we're getting back on March 9th. So there'll be plenty of video to come for that. Just got home from work. Got some packages. Let's see what we got. Let's check it out. To be honest with you, this is a fake unboxing. Well, this part is, because I got these early this morning. This came later today. So Jamie was using these. I was using bungee cords last trip. Decided to make the plunge to the rock straps. Got the 60-inch version. So these are cool because they are straps that you can hook to your bike, okay? But they have a bungee portion here so that it keeps tension all the time, because the problem is as your luggage collapses a little bit when it's on there, you got to keep tightening it up. Now bungees are good, but the problem is, hold that thought. Bungees are good, except during my trip occasionally they would fray from here, and I had a couple, well, you can see, look how narrow that is, and then the head just popped off with no warning. So the cool part with these are you feed it through that and then around whatever you're going to put it around. It doesn't scratch the paint or anything, but all right, so you got that bungee, and the other side has the same loop system, and then you got a clip fastener, and then you tighten that sucker down. This gives you a little strength. So this is the 60-inch version, a little fatter, wider one, and then this is the 42-inch, which, let me let it out because they look very small if you don't have them extended. Okay, so that's a good length strap at 42 inches. Little lighter weight, okay? So these I ended up getting, who did I get these from? The Amazon. Yeah, they're everything. But they're available from a lot of other places if you want to get them. I got, this is a 2-pack of each one, so I got two 2-packs. So I have 4 of the 60-inch and 4 of the 42s, and put them on my bike a little bit ago, and fantastic. Worked very well. Thank you, Jamie, for turning me on to those. And so those will be hitting the Tat to secure gear. Now, as you know from previous videos, I usually use Tusk, the large hard panniers, but for the trail I like soft bags, so if you drop it or your leg goes under it, it doesn't rip your leg off, which I always find to be beneficial, to not rip your leg off. Okay, so I ordered this because getting those soft panniers off is not the easiest thing in the world. They do have these little loops and they hook on themselves, but at the end of the day of trail riding, that's not the easiest thing sometimes. All right, so in here should be, oh snap. So, get boxes out of the way. So this is a plate. Let's set the plate down. This should be the attachment section. Let's all have a little beer. Oh, that's delicious. All right. Yep. So this is, well, there's hardware and all kinds of stuff in here, but this is the main section. So this will attach to the back of that plate, and then it will marry up nicely to my Tusk pannier racks. Okay, so this guy right here, made by Tusk, will bolt up to this guy, bag will go on, and then there's just a pull pin on your Tusk panniers that So when I'm ready to put them on, I just clip them on. When I'm ready to take them off when I get to camp, I just pull the soft bag off while it's still connected to this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So it's not a must, but for me, when we got to camp a lot of times and it was really nasty and rainy and stuff, and I wanted to bring my panniers in, it was a little bit of a pain because they were really hard to undo and then cinch back up and get them to fit correctly, as opposed to just pulling the pin, lifting them off, putting them back on, letting go. All right, so those came from, these were from Rocky Mountain ATV, weren't they? Yeah, Rocky Mountain ATV, which they've been great. I like them a lot. Very good folks. I'm not getting paid by them. I don't get paid by anybody. I own my own business. I get paid by myself. All right, so box of chocolates. Another YouTuber was asking people to show them what they take on the trail. I have an unpacking video from when Jamie and I did the Tat and the Natchez Trace Parkway. So we're going to be leaving in March. We were doing that in June, so a few things have changed. I'm going with a bigger sleeping bag, tent staying the same. My mat will be staying the same. We did get, Jamie and I both bought the Senna with the camera, just because I got tired of linking all my Bluetooth to my camera to whatever. So this loop records. This is the 10C Pro from Senna. It's, so far the quality's really nice. It will record both Jamie and I's audio as we talk back and forth, plus he'll get video from his helmet, I'll get video from mine, plus we can interlink all that, and then it'll link with my old Senna headset, so when my girlfriend and I go riding and all that. But got that. I'm excited about that. So they'll give us some more camera angles. The drone will give us some more camera angles. What else? I will probably, I did another recent thing to the KLR. I talked to Redneck Biker 109. He had done this, was removing the choke from up on the handlebar, because I hate having that hard cable come down and through the bike, because it was just, with other stuff that I've installed on the bike, I've got enough stuff channeling down under the gas tank that anything I could get rid of, I wanted to. So this is a cableless enricher from Steed Engineering. It screwed right on, boom, did it. I also did the KLX Eagle Mic carb rejet 142, and super simple. It was very easy. I didn't do the drill out. I didn't think that was necessary, but some people do the drill out. Bike fired right up, runs really good. So I'm happy about that. And I think upgrade wise, I upgraded all my dash lights to LEDs, trying to get down amperage draw and stuff like that, because I put on some heated grips, which I showed in another video. So the only thing right now, I'm just kind of packing my top case, which is a Pelican 1550, and I'm packing that right now. So it'll, I can bring it up here. Hold on just a second. Let me do that. All right, welcome back. So Box of Chocolates, who's also a KLR rider, was asking about some camping stuff, and he's been wanting to buy some camping stuff, and was just kind of wondering what he needed for the trail and all that stuff. So here's what goes in my top case. A lot of you guys have seen this. Some stuff has changed. Some stuff has stayed the same. Gerber, hatchet. This is a remainder. This always goes with me. Knife in the handle. Good to have up here. Easy access if you need to clear trails or whatever. I am actually going to put a little handsaw in here too, because Jamie and I did encounter some down trees on the Tat, and it would have been nice to have a decent handsaw. My mini kitchen, which everybody knows that's seen videos, this is literally just a pot. I've got another one of these fuel guys down in it. There's a little cup, measuring cup that measures, because mainly we were doing dehydrated meals, so it was really boiling water. And I mean, you could do a cup, you could do a can of soup in here too. This one is the GSI, and my burners, everything's in here. I've done this before. I hope I'm not boring people that have already watched the channel. If you have, just fast forward. The beauty of video. So March is going to be a little cooler, but not much. All right, so inside stove. Everybody's got one of these. We all know what they are. So a little spork, a mini spork, but I always carry my big one, the big spork. This is Sea to Summit. The reason I like these is the dehydrated bags are really tall, and you can dip down in here with the long one and not get your hand down in the bag, which when you've been riding all day, your hands might not be the cleanest. So this is nice to do that with. This is a luxury item, a little cordless Bluetooth speaker. Sure is nice to listen to some tunes after you get off the road from riding all day. Probably one of the most important pieces of gear, I think, when camping, a good headlamp, because you can work on the bike, you can walk around campsite, put your tent up, do whatever you want to do. Don't have to your hands. This is a Coast, which Costco usually has these. Home Depot has them. Super bright, super bright. Amazon, super cheap. It's just a little tent light, just hangs in my tent. We all know what this is, kids. It's a flask. This is a Stanley one. It's actually pretty nice because it opens like that. Easy to clean and did not leak. I was worried about that it would leak. This is just a hard shell case for my in-ear monitors when I play drums. But I've got GoPros and SIM cards and charger cables and stuff in there. The other thing that rides in my top bag, my Mac, my DJI Air, drone. And then the other half of the drone package is right here. Extra gloves, because we're going to be riding. It's going to be wet, winter time. This is my towel. It's just like a terry cloth, not terry cloth, like a chamois. Pack Towel is the brand. And then a little air compressor with flashlight that plugs in. So that's everything that goes up top. I also got some wet wipes in there. So that's what's in there right now. There'll obviously be more stuff because it's not full right now. But that's what I got so far. We'll see you in a second. All right, we're moving all over the garage tonight. We're boogieing, we're mobile. All right, so I did want to show you a couple things I did to the other things I did to the bike. I love the KLR, so I've done so much to it. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the new stuff I've done. All right, so I did get a new Pro Taper Crossbar Pad. It's really nice quality. Just good in case you fly forward and hit your melon on there. There's my heated grips, which I love. Anyway, so the newest thing I did was I did the Eagle mic raising link right here. And it makes the bike sit up about an inch higher, which is really nice because you can dial back your suspension a notch or two and your damping. And so I've ridden it around and it really does make a difference. So that was a nice little addition from Eagle Mike. Thank you, Eagle Mike. This was not necessary, but I did it. The Eagle Mike oil cap. It's not a nice piece of aluminum that he had done. And so that's really nice. Also, I don't know if we can even get to this, but I'm gonna take a look and see if we can. No, it's gonna be too dark. So there's an overflow line that goes from the top of your radiator reservoir, the overflow, and it goes all the way back, comes under the tank, goes under the seat, and comes all the way out here. Well, like I said before, I've got so much stuff running under this tank, I cut it off, looped it over. It's out there. I got rid of about like 3.5 foot of hose, you know. So just trying to streamline. I gutted the bag and have been repacking it for the trip. Let's see what made the cut. All right. Obviously, motorcycle gloves make the cut. Chamois, as you can see, there's another one. I love these, man. Cleaning everything. Another set of gloves. Gloves are important to me, especially when it's cold. Again, another flashlight, very important. Roll of electric tape. A journal. I like to have a journal handy just so I can write the day's thing. This one is a waterproof. You can actually write on it pencil and the paper doesn't get wet. So this one's Great Pacific Ironworks from Patagonia, given to me by some of my dear friends. It's always good to have a bandana. Tire gauge. Tic Tacs. You don't want to have stinky breath when you're on the trail. You know, you never know. All right. This is the plug that goes to my Sena headset camera. I always believe a good box knife is good no matter what. Motion Pro mini toolkit. I just did a video on this, so go watch it. It's a really cool. I like to keep it here so it's handy. That way I don't have to dig through other stuff if I just need to tighten a bolt or fix something quickly. Probably won't need this for wintertime, sunblock, insect repellent, but I do have lip balm in here and hand sanitizer and cleaner for my visor. Wet ones. KLR manual. Always good to have your manual handy. Got a Tennessee State map right here. And in this side I've got some pins and some lighters for fires and stuff like that. And then a Leatherman. Allergy medicine. This was for summer. Probably won't need this for winter, but we'll leave it in there anyway. So there's my tank bag. Now this tank bag will extend up to about here, so it's not really full. But that's really what I need to carry in it, and that's pretty much it. I'll probably put some of the extra rock straps in there just to have that. All right, we'll be right back. All right, hey guys, I'm back. So in looking over the bike and things I have looked into and things I haven't looked into, let's go over these. I've never done these. These are my Happy Trail bags, and these mount on the Happy Trails crash bar slash footrests, which if you hadn't checked those out, they're really nice. So these bags, you get two, and they are made to face the direction of travel so that the zipper goes based on how they're mounted on the bike. So there's two for one side, two for the other, and they all unzip towards the rear of the bike. So these hang, you know, moderately low on the bike, so don't really affect the center of gravity, but they're really heavy bags. They're padded on the inside and outside. Very good quality, and they got Velcro fasteners. There's 3 across the top, 2 here, and 2 on the bottom. So you can pretty much attach these suckers to anything. I mean, but they mount on the Happy Trail bars really well, and this part is actually reflective to light. So when you're riding on, and these are on the side of your bike, they actually illuminate with headlights. So I have 4 of these, and let's go through what I carry in them. So let's do front to back, side to side, like they would be. Yep. So they ride like this, and they ride like that when they're attached. So one sits on top of the other, but you can get into any of them. So we'll do the 2 right side bags. Okay. So first in the bag, and I put everything in Ziploc bags just to keep them extra protected. These bags, I haven't had them leak, so everything stayed dry. This is a AAA first aid kit. I think it's important for anybody to carry a first aid kit. I actually threw a compass in here, just a standard compass. But this has Band-Aids, tweezers, scissors, burn stuff, liquid skin. I mean, it's got pretty much everything. I think I got this one off Amazon. Like I said, it's a AAA, which I do recommend AAA. I have AAA and have been stranded before. And on a motorcycle, when you get stranded, no, it's a great thing. So I have AAA Premier motorcycle. So they'll come get me. They do up to 2 tows a year, up to 200 miles per tow, and it's 160 bucks, I think, a year. All right, I know this is gonna sound morbid and odd that I carry a CPR mask, but I actually did witness a motorcycle fatality and had to do CPR on somebody and did not have a mask, but I did it anyway, because I figured, well, if the Lord's going to give me something when I'm trying to save somebody's life, then, you know, so be it. But not a bad thing to have a CPR mask. They're extremely cheap, and you can order them online. And then I have just latex gloves, or actually nitrile gloves, a good stash of those. And that's really for working on the bike, but it could also come in very handy for a medical emergency. I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm an Eagle Scout, okay? Be prepared. If something happens, you don't want to say, wow, man, I was trying to save weight. I got my tire tools, but I have no way to save somebody's life. So those things are important to me. They may not even be important to some people, and that's okay. To me, first aid stuff is, I mean, there's aspirin in here and Advil and stuff, and if you're old like me, you're going to be tired and sore at the end of the day. All right, so that's my first bag. I keep it on the top right, just because I feel like that's the one that if I had to get into quickly, I could probably rip it off the bike and take it wherever I needed to administer aid to somebody. And these do actually have really big, I've got it kind of stuffed with this, so it's not a thing of the zipper. These zippers are actually really nice and really thick and big, and they have this nice over lip that tucks over all that, so they are very nice bags. Again, I don't get paid by anybody, so. Second one on the right side. This is going to be more tool stuff. We got some JB Weld steel stick. I got 2 NGK spark plugs in there, and then I have some thread lock. I like the Permatex gel. I don't know if you guys have ever used either one. I like it better than Loctite. I think it goes on easier. Let's see if the camera will, oh, yeah, the camera will focus there, but it's the Permatex, and this is like the medium, I think. I really like this stuff. I think it works really well, but personal preference. Don't give me a bunch of comments that blah, 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 whatever. If you don't like it, don't like it. Bead Buddy. These will make you cuss a lot less while changing tires on the road. Cheers. All right, what else is in here? Hey, look at there. Just some general nylon rope cord. This will also make you cuss a lot less. So when you're putting an inner tube in there, you screw this puppy into your inner tube, what's the word I'm trying to use, a vent, and screw that in, and you can pull that sucker right out through the rim. I know it seems like a luxury item, but again, it'll make you cuss a whole lot less. Hey, the Bead Popper. The Bead Popper from Motion Pro. No, it actually does work really well, and you can whack the crap out of it with pretty much anything, because if you've changed tires, you know jumping up and down on that bead will drive you insane. I got a couple more capture nuts for my front dash, because I've had those fail. Oh, and I also did the Subframe Bolt Kit from Eagle Mike, So I ordered an extra set just in case. I mean, you know, I didn't want to do the drill through. I just felt like that was extreme. If you've done it, I'm not knocking you. I just got an extra set of bolts. So if that happens, in fact, I was on the Transamerica Trail, and I don't know when I lost it, but I lost one of my upper subframe bolts. So they do come out. This is a Motion Pro. I believe it's a Motion Pro. Yes, it is. Tire iron and 27 millimeter rear axle, made out of aluminum. So it's, I mean, this thing weighs absolutely nothing. So it's a nice tire spoon and wrench, so that stays in there. And then I have just my regular 3 set of Motion Pro tire spoons in there. And I actually have, this is the little mini bead buddy, which I could probably take the big one out, to be honest with you, because this one works pretty well. And then the other thing, I always carry zip ties, and a whole bunch of them. This bag is by no means packed, so it may get some other tools before the trip. In fact, none of these are really, the first aid one is, but that's just because it's bulky. But this one has boatloads of room still in it. So there you have it. All right, so we'll put that over there. And then left side, let's see what we have, kids. This would be the bottom one, actually. Here's the top one. What do we got in here, kids? PJ1 Black Label. So this is just for spraying your chain, making sure your chain is lubed up. What else is in there? Zip ties and lots of them. So that's all that goes in that one, because that's a kind of a used item. Again, there's plenty of room in this bag. I try not to overstuff stuff. If I don't need it, like I don't want to do it. So in this bag, I will tell you, you don't need to see it. There is a rear inner tube and a front inner tube, and I just keep them in this same one together and hope that I don't have to use them. But they're in there, and that's the heaviest bag, so I let it rides underneath like that. Anyway, so that is the Happy Trails bags that go on the crash bar, engine crash bars. All right, guys, I hope that helps you. I hope you like it. Again, ask me questions about anything on the bike, equipment, gear, why I like a KLR, whatever. Anyway, that's it for now. That's most of the updates I've done. I think the only other thing I've worked on, which Jamie and I have talked about, is how to pack your bike. We found out from our first Transamerica trip that how you pack is very important. Let me see if my bag's here. Yeah, it is. So I have this Marine Raider bag. This sits right behind me, and I kind of lean on this while I'm riding. So for this trip, my sleeping bag is in the bottom. My tent is in here. My chair is in here. And my table is in here. Okay, so why is that important? Because when I get to camp, the first thing I want to do generally is sit down for a second, take off my boots, put on some more comfortable shoes, and try to get going. So Jamie and I were trying to figure out, we've been talking back and forth, how do we do that? How do we make things manageable so that it just works easier? So I set this up so that my tent comes out first. Now I'm using an REI Half Dome 3 Plus. Okay, you're saying, Rankin, there's just one person. I understand that. I'm 6'4". I like to spread out. Plus, if it's raining, I want to bring my gear into the tent with me. The 3 Plus allows me to sleep either in the middle or by the door and then pile stuff over in the side, and I still have plenty of room. And the difference in size, I had the 2 Plus, and the difference in size between the 3 Plus and 2 Plus, you get a lot more room, but pack size, it's not that much bigger. So it wasn't really a deal. All right. Trekology. This is our table. Jamie turned me on to these. You've probably already seen this, but we're kind of doing a reboot for a second Transamerica trip. I got a lot more subscribers than I had before, so I don't know who's going back and watching the old videos. I hope everybody is, but anyway. So this might seem a little silly to take a table with you, but I assure you that it is not, because what happens is when you get to camp at night, oh, here, see if I can get it back here where we can see it. When you get to camp at night and you want to cook and you want to do everything, you don't want to do that on the ground, I promise you. And everything's kind of muddy and whatever. So this puppy just clips in like that, boom. You got a nice table, a nice surface to cook on, a nice surface to eat on. Amazing piece of gear. And the other thing I have to thank my brother for is the Helinox. I'm assuming everybody knows what a Helinox is. If you don't, they're awesome. And there's a lot of brands of these that are definitely cheaper than the Helinox. My brother got me this one, so I don't know what he paid for it. It was a gift, and thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. I'm 6'4" and currently 236 pounds. I was 271. I've been losing weight. But this chair, even at 271, held me with no problem. So you just take this little dude and I'm sorry about the camera. I'm sure it's not perfect angles or whatever, but. And the thing that's cool about these chairs is you wouldn't think they'd be that comfortable because they're very small. They're extremely comfortable. And they kind of have a little rock to them, but they weigh nothing, and as you see, they pack down to nothing. So, Helinox chair, put that puppy down, and then I've got an extra, there's a ground cloth in my tent, and then I have an extra ground cloth, especially for winter time, just to get a little something extra under your tent, just to be protected. And sometimes you're camping on rocks and stuff, and it's not very comfortable, and you don't want to tear your tent. All right, the other thing I'm traveling with is a trail pod, and this is the long version because I'm tall, and it's a very nicely made, and it actually packs down pretty small. Like it's kind of inflated right now, but you could get it smaller than this. So this is my winter. There we go. That's my winter tent, and that does fine. Let me see if I can find my summer tent because I got my box right here. Just because some people were wondering differences. So in the summertime, when we were on the Tat, we were burning up at night because it was blazing hot, super humid, and all right, so as you can see, that's my summer tent, that's my winter tent. Now this summer tent is the Ozark Trail Climatech cool weather sleeping bag. It says cool down to 40. I don't know about that, but obviously you can see the difference in size in those. But I'm gonna definitely, and I may even take this and open it up as another blanket to either put down on my sleeping pad or whatever, because this is, it's so small that it's about the size of one of the Eno hammocks or whatever, Eno hammocks. So anyway, guys, I hope this helped you. Ranking to the rescue, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ding that little bell, and that way when I upload new stuff, it will let you know what's happening. So if you have any other questions about my camping gear or my motorcycle or updates I've done to it or anything like that, please drop me a line and let me know. Give me any questions. I don't have a ton of subscribers yet. I think I'm at today I think I was at 528. So thanks to everybody who's subscribing. I'm real vigilant about checking my subscribers' messages and stuff like that. So I will answer your questions if I can. And I hope everybody has a great day. And we'll see you soon.